before I called anybody else. You gotta sometimes just be. You gotta be okay with eventually going through that process. Nobody
like
wants to
opening
go
up
through it.
yourself, right? Like saying, you know what,
Surrender to yourself.
Yeah, surrender to yourself. I want this. I need this. You know what? We're talking about transparency right now, right?
Because we want to get you guys to understand why women ain't giving a fuck, but we gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, and in order to build those relationships. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, but I also feel like men always make it seem like they're the only ones with trauma.
Yeah.
Right.
So like
They do.
just because you're not happy in the household that you're in, knowing that you have a family that you have to raise, it's easy for you to step out as if that's not traumatizing the woman in that household as well.
But does that go back to that one statement that we were all told one night? Well, it's a 70-30 thing. I feel like women should hold 70% of the responsibility and men should only hold 30. Wait, what?
This is the second time you brought this up. So this was something that was brought up in conversation among somebody. I don't even remember what we were talking about, but we were talking about basically this same paradigm where men and women need to get together to raise these children. It has something to do with kids, raising the kids, this and that and the other. And I remember this man saying, well, Jane, I just think that women are 70% responsible for how, basically how men turn out, and men are only 30% responsible. I'm like, well, how does that even make sense?
Well, how children turn out. Like, basically, where the conversation was going was women, because we are the teachers, the nurturers, we get that part. But my thing is this, how's that 70-30? You get what I'm saying? So I'm not saying we're not responsible, and I'm not saying
men
we're
could be teachers too, though.
Thank you. That was my only point. I'm not saying that women don't have a responsibility to teach our youth, because when we have a baby, from the time we find out we're pregnant, right, we become responsible.
Yes.
We stop drinking. And this is just for the people that maybe drink, or they couples and they drink and smoke. You're not stopping from smoking, but I have to stop doing that because I have to remember that I'm pregnant with a child and take care of our baby. So yeah, we are definitely responsible. What does that have to do with, though, the 70-30 rule? So you're telling me you're only responsible for 30% of raising these children,
or of the development,
our teachings
of all things. That's
not how that works.
This child going from childhood to adulthood,
which brings us to that topic about women raising boys, for example.
First of all, where you get that number from? That is the most off the wall shit I have ever heard somebody come up with. There was no logical explanation for it, not even an
at least not under for us. Maybe y'all have one, but
no, but that's what we ended up hugging about. But I would love to know from a man, like, what do you guys think about this rule on men and women sharing in the I guess I'll say the growth of your children? Do men only have to
just in a household? Because this is my thing though too. So you're saying I'm responsible for 70% of the children, right? Okay, so I got to be there to teach them, and we're in virtual school right now, so I got to do all of that. But then guess what? I still got to work, because in society today, guess what? You got to have at least 2 to 3 incomes to even survive. So I got to work too. Then I got to come home. I got to cook. I got to clean. I got to turn around and make sure all the kids ain't got COVID. You get what I'm saying? And then I got to turn around and listen to you tell me shit like this. You want to fuck?
Or no,
as if my energy is not already drained. By the
but you did 30%, and what was your 30%?
And then you gonna be mad if I don't want to have sex.
Then you want to go out and cheat, or you want to.
Exactly.
There's so much going on in my home.
So explain to us
to bickering and arguing. Well, where do you pick up the slack? If you start doing the 30%, you come in on 100% of what your responsibilities are, and she comes in on her 100%. Maybe you can get somewhere. Why do you feel like you only have to do 30%?
And then we got to, and in today's society too, let's just be honest, now we got to be protectors. Yeah. Now we got to get up and check the house throughout the middle of the night, or make sure the kids ain't getting punked at school, because guess what? Daddy said he only did 30%, so he made sure you took a bath this weekend. He made sure you eat 2 days.
Dad is tired and he's sitting down playing a video game.
That's a lie.
He just doesn't even have that conversation with his kids. Like, he don't communicate with his kids.
Yeah, that's another good one. A lot of people don't have that open communication and dialogue with their children, and a lot of men are just oblivious to what their kids are feeling.
And let me make this clear. We're not talking about all men. We're just talking about a conversation we had where one guy told us that women are 70% held responsible for the growth and the teachings in the world, and the men only have to take on 30%. So when do my son learn how to be a man if I got to take 70% of that?
Yeah.
And then if he's not a man, then I'm held accountable for when this should have been,
because your 30% one shit.
And who's to say you're giving a good quality 30% of what you're giving? Who says you're giving the firstling of your 30%. This might.
But then that goes back to what we were talking about initially, though, right? How men want to feel superior, but the crazy thing is, women take on so much of the responsibility in the world.
And then they'll say stuff like, "Well, you want to do it all anyway, so I just let you." Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
Okay, that is the most.
And then you get mad. Now you mad because this is why women don't care about y'all feelings.
And they become more independent, and then they become dominant in relationships because of the same situation.
Exactly. And then they stop respecting your feelings because now you have you have nothing to hold to your validity. What? That she's now more aggressive towards you because now you do not work. Not even just that you got fired. You became complacent.
Yeah.
A lot of times you guys become complacent in whatever the failures are. You don't pick back up. Or you guys just fucking lack resilience. A lot of the times you're just not resilient. You're like, well,
this is life is just down on me.
Life just beat you down. Like, come on now. Like, where do you and I am gonna put this back on men. Y'all don't want to be there for each other because if you had a shoulder to lean on with your homeboy and say, "Yo, bro, this is how I'm feeling," instead of y'all saying, "Man, fuck that, let's go get some pussy,"
and that doesn't make you gay because you want to have a logical and emotional conversation with your friend. It does not make you gay.
It may be, but you guys only come together in chaos and drama. But where do you guys come together and really stand there for each other to say, "I know it's tough, and I've been in that position, and I've been vulnerable too, but I'm telling you, it's not worth it."
Not all men, but that also goes back to like we were saying, men created the society that they're in, and they wonder why their feelings doesn't matter. Yeah. It's a prime example. Back then, men couldn't talk about their feelings among other men. You did that, then you're soft, you're gay, you're this, you're that. So it's like really? You better not. Don't ever cry. He's a child. He has like emotions, but he's a boy. Yep. You know, and it's like he can't do that type of stuff. So
I think it's just levels to it, though. When you think about
it, but it comes out in some way. We know that through psychology. If you can't let your anger out, if you can't let your sadness out or whatever, it will manifest into something else.
Yeah, into
rage,
other ways.
Anger. ADHD,
where you just spite people, or you're in a relationship for a long time that you know you shouldn't be in.
You end up taking advice that you don't want to take.
You know what? This is the only advice that came my way today. Maybe I should just go do this.
Versus let me go drink. Let me go do this. You know, a lot of men was at the bars back in the day because they couldn't talk about their feelings.
Exactly.
Right. Drunk as hell, coming home, beating on their wives.
Or they will use their jobs as excuses to go see other women.
Or just using their jobs to not come home to deal with their wives.
Exactly.
All of it is an avoidance thing. All of it is an avoidance thing in general. However, whatever your reason is, you're avoiding something. And if you just take the time to communicate, take the time to figure out, to learn that person.
And unlearn the past. Yeah. Unlearn what you were taught. Because like I said, a lot of us, including us right now on this podcast, was exposed to some things that has created the person you are today. Like I'm literally in the process of unlearning a lot of things. You know what I mean? Again, I'm not perfect, but I'm very transparent. You know, I went through something... about a year ago now, a little over a year ago. And it was very, very, very hurtful. It was traumatic. But because I'm an alpha female, I'm kind of like, okay, so what do I do? You know what I mean? Okay, that's this a game that this individual wants to play? Guess what? Let's play. But why should I have to play? Why should I have to stoop to your level? You get what I'm saying? So why should I have to take my hat off as a woman and stoop to your level and be on your ignorant shit? I'm not. So I made it up in my mind. Again, here we are today. I made it up in my mind. It's not happening. Exactly. I want peace. I want happiness. I want to be able to communicate. I want to be able to have a loving relationship with whomever. You get what I'm saying? I want to live my life in peace. So,
which goes back to why does that opinion have to come off from men? Why does the man's opinion have to be more valid than the woman's? We
just want peace, okay? So again, that brings us back to what do we have to do to get women to be women and men to be men, and we respect each other, and also understand that women do exist. If we created the goddamn pot that the plant go in, shit,
give us credit. Damn, you ain't gotta be mad about it. It's not even everything does not have to be below to a man's ego. Everything is not about your pride. We are not out there trying to purposely attack you or to emasculate you.
I'll tell everybody you mix the clay.
Shit. Yeah, but like everything is not about you. Take yourself out of it. Like we get emotional. Men get emotional about what they want to get emotional about.
And men, start making your women feel like they're real queens instead of making them feel like they're hoes, because that's what you're listening to on the way home from work. And women, stop making your men feel like they bitch ass niggas. Like that's just the truth.
Or you don't make them feel like that. Rich in soul and mind.
Exactly. Or I'm sorry. if they're not rich in soul and mind, but also, I'm sorry, because he works at, I don't know, FedEx. Walmart or but he's making money. He's coming home. He's helping, paying the bills. Exactly. Is that not enough?
Help build that man up.
Exactly.
Help build each other up.
Yeah. Build each other up.
We need to get back to that.
Because men are not, it's not fair to invalidate a man's feelings.
No.
But it's not okay to coddle a man when you kind of put yourself in that predicament, which is why women feel like, you want me to fucking be like kissing your ass, but you put yourself here. So let's, number one, stop putting ourselves in situations. Let's open up about, and let's be open and honest about what we're feeling and thinking. Communicate that with your significant other. Stop going outside your relationship.
Learn
It's
each other's
funny
love
that
language.
men will say, well, it was hard for me to talk to you, but you're going to go talk to this motherfucker down the street. Why was it easier? Just start somewhere.
And
Just
even with
that,
and for those that are not following, they're like, oh, women, we're bashing men. No, let me give you guys a perfect example. Men that cheat, and like she said, well, I couldn't talk to you, so I went to go talk to her. Why you couldn't talk to me? I talked to you. I've made it clear that you need to talk to me, or you should be able to talk to me. So this is the thing. It's deeper than just the whole communication. He wasn't ready to respect some
boundary that he know that you were going to set, and the fact that he had a premonition about what you were going to do. He used his power and control
to go talk to the next one. And
he
guess
took
what?
it. He took the power away from you to choose whether or not you were going to put up with that or not.
And
so he did that anyway, and he's going to expect you to come back and still deal with him, although he made a mistake.
Thank you. And you're supposed to feel okay with that.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be okay.
No, and women are also supposed to like somehow snap back into to what was
norm
before and not care that you got feelings about something else later. I'm sorry, but it doesn't always work that way.
Only to have you do it again. That goes back to, again, men, y'all create situations, but women, y'all expect women to just forgive and forget because we're tougher than y'all emotionally, mentally.
Well, you guys are built to handle this kind of stuff.
That don't mean cheat on me. That don't mean hurt me. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that don't mean any of those things, because guess what? If I did you the way that you did me,
well, we already know how that outcome is. I mean, it's a higher percentage of men killing their partners who are women in a relationship because they cannot control their emotions.
Look like we're going to be two damn motherfuckers then.
That's facts, though.
Okay. It is facts.
It's not the other way around. It's not more women because we are unstable emotional creatures.
Right.
No, we are very stable within our emotion.
Say, if I'm like this, it's because you made me this way, Jody.
Every action deserves a reaction. And at the end of the day, we as women, we can control our emotions. But I think when it comes to men, you cannot do the same to men because they cannot take it. Although they think we're the crazy ones.
But y'all want us to be sensitive to that, though. You can't have it. Well, you can't say this is a man world. But yet y'all want us to be sensitive to y'all bullshit. It doesn't, and accept it.
If it's your world, then you should be sensitive to your own shit. Why do I have to do that? God don't ask us to do certain things because he doesn't need us to do certain things. So why, if this is your world, do we need to do anything to make you feel any better? You're supposed to be the God of your world or whatever you are in your world, right? But let me say this: men are saying women don't care about us or whatever.
We love
what
y'all.
What about the women who do stay? What about the women who do stay despite the things that you do to them?
Are the women that hold men down in jail? You have more women that hold men down in jail than you have men holding women down in jail. They're not women in jail are not getting letters from men.
Holding women down in the military.
Say that again.
Let's skip that.
Cliche.
Holding women down that are in the military, fighting and serving for a better cause, and not even locked up.
Man,
but they won't hold them down. Why? Because they're too weak.
They don't look at them as an equal.
Yeah, they don't look at them as equal, but they're too weak to hold on until they get back because they have an emotional. My emotions need to be met too. Blah 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 blah. But why are you allowed to buckle, but a woman's not allowed to buckle? Where's your strength?
But yet,
where you
y'all
gonna
run
keep
the
putting
world,
your strength
Hold on, that's good. What did it start it off? Y'all run the world. Remember, y'all created
Girls
this.
Run the world.
Y'all do this. Y'all did this. Y'all created this. Women are supposed to be seen and not heard, and this, that, and the third. But the thing is, y'all need us when it's convenient. You get what I'm saying?
Let's stop making it a convenience thing too. Let's stop getting with women just because. I read a post the other day and it said something like, "Man, I ain't getting enough attention from these bitches. Maybe I need to get one of them pregnant." And it's wow. Why is that even a meme that's funny and circulating and
that's
going
what society
viral,
is telling
right?
y'all. Like, it's cool. That shit is not okay. Like, and it's a lot of women out here too.
That somebody's mindset put that on the internet, and guess what? Somebody else's crazy ass mindset continued to make it go viral. Yep. Because that should have stopped right at that person's page.
But that goes back to what you were saying too. Like, why do women tolerate a lot of bullshit that men give us? Y'all expect it at some point, and this is for women. the real ones. I'm not talking about the ones that's out here feeling the message right now. Then y'all gonna go back out there and be hoes. So this is for the real ones. Listen, women, you don't have to